Ok, allora ragazzi, benvenuti al nostro terzo talk di IUYA. Oggi ci collegheremo con un collega francese perché proseguiamo questa nostra carrellata delle schede paesi attraverso diciamo, l'aiuto dei nostri corrispondenti. Come al solito, noi per tempo vi aggiorneremo sui prossimi appuntamenti di IUYA e segnatamente in merito a quelli che saranno i prossimi talks che sicuramente a breve andremo a proporre. Oggi dalla Francia ascolteremo da parte del nostro corrispondente Cyril uno spaccato innanzitutto del paese, dei rapporti con l'Italia certamente, di come vedono la professione di là dei Pirenei e soprattutto ci parlerà anche di quelle che sono le attuali possibilità e opportunità, eh, diciamo, di intercambio, di interscambio tra l'Italia e la Francia. Chiaramente siamo all'interno dell'Unione Europea, siamo nazioni abbastanza interconnesse, per cui sicuramente molte cose le sapremo già, però oggi le ascolteremo dalla viva voce di Serili. Il collega lo farei introdurre a Gabriella Armano, che è collegata, per cui Gabriella, a te la parola per introdurre il nostro ospite di oggi.
So Cyril, I introduce in Italian and after I speak in English. Ok. Allora, intanto buonasera a tutti. Cercherò di parlare anche in inglese senza sembrare un automa. Comunque, allora, Cyril è un collega francese, un amico e un collega francese che noi abbiamo avuto la fortuna di conoscere qualche anno fa quando avevamo introdotto il progetto di ECA, che è stato un progetto che voleva andare a creare un primo network di professionisti e uno scambio tra quelli che eravamo alcuni colleghi, insomma, qui di Firenze e i colleghi francesi. Abbiamo fatto alcuni incontri in Francia e qui in Italia e abbiamo avuto la fortuna appunto di poter comunque costruire dei contatti, una rete con loro anche che, insomma, che si è protratta comunque nel tempo. Sì, è un amico, quindi sono molto contenta oggi. Lui parlerà di quello che significa essere un commercialista in Francia, ma soprattutto lui, oltre a fare, vabbè, l'escurso di quello che potrebbe essere le problematiche fiscali, anche quello che è la loro concettualità, perché essere commercialisti in Francia non è la stessa cosa essere commercialisti ovviamente in Italia, loro hanno le specializzazioni, quindi hanno un mondo diverso, ma parlerà soprattutto di quelli che sono le skill, quindi che siano le soft skill, le hard skill che hanno i commercialisti in Francia, quello che lui va poi a fare anche quando fa dei meet, per andare a applicare, diciamo, la professione in questo paese. Questo ci darà diciamo, una panoramica di cosa significa lavorare in Francia, specialmente quando si ha a che fare sia con dei colleghi francesi che con delle aziende che operano ovviamente in Francia. Quindi io lascerei ovviamente la parola a Cyril che magari introduce meglio di me tutto quello che è utilizzando ovviamente delle slide. Poi lui è molto ferrato anche nella parte della comunicazione, quindi sicuramente è più bravo di me. E soprattutto, insomma, troverà interessante capire l'approccio che esula, diciamo, solo dall'ambito fiscale. So, good evening. I'm very
Eh,
happy to introduce our colleague and French friend Cyril, who will tell us what I mean to be accountant in France. We formed a network a few years ago, and we are able to share some project with ECA, with Italian and other. Sorry, sorry, just a moment. I have the noise of the window. Okay. For me, it's a very pleasure listen your interview here, and after so I take you the speak and and show us your slide, your interview. Okay.
Thank you so much, Gabriela. So, buonasera a tutti. The rest
Oh,
is in
io speak
English. Sorry, sorry,
Italian.
sorry. It's
Attenzione.
only thing I can do in Italian. So my name is Cyril. I am chartered accountant in France since 2013. So like 12 years ago, I created my own firm from scratch, from nothing. And the diploma is in France is quite similar than in Italy because you have like an internship for 3 years. For me, it was in a big and large audit firm. I did a lot of audit, a lot of IT, and I created my own firm from scratch as a CPA. And it's very important for me to say that everything is possible when you are a CPA. I think it's the same in France and in Italy because I changed a lot my work between the salary people and the homemade people. Yeah. And so I did my diploma to 2013 and I started my own firm at 28 years old. And I'm doing accounting expertise, training, and I have a lot of projects for the French profession. And as you said, we met with Gabriela in 2017. Yeah, it's a
Oh, no.
long time ago, a long time ago. And the goal was to create some links between France and Italy. And I'm very proud of that. Really proud of that because in 2025, we are still linked a lot between France and Italy. And it's a real pleasure to be with you today. And the goal for me is very important to create some links between foreign people and French people. And one of my goals as CPA, as a chartered accountant, is to help foreign people to grow their business in France. Is one of the particularity of my firm. So I'm very happy to be with you. Thank you again, Gabriela, for meeting me for this webinar.
It's a very pleasure for us.
So maybe one first thing I would like to say is what does French chartered accountant look like in France? Because it's quite different between France and Italy. The first thing is we are 21,000 professionals in France. So I think is really less than Italy. Yeah, I think you are much more CPAs in Italy, and we had a 10% increase of CPAs in France from the 10 last years. So it's a very important growing for CPAs, even if we are not that much CPAs in France. And the another important thing is that we have 70% of accounting firms who have less than 10 employees. And I think it's quite the same in Italy. In Italy, you have CPA firms who are a lot of small businesses as CPAs. And in France also, there are a lot of small business firms. And the third point, it's about feminization because it's a really important thing in France. There are much more men who are CPAs in France, but it's getting better and better. And I think it's quite different also in Italy. In Italy, you have more women than men. Yeah. So in France, we try to do like you and maybe one day arrive 50-50 men and women in the profession. So it's very interesting because there is a lot of common parts between CPA, French CPAs and Italian CPAs as organization, but also some differences like that. Do you want I continue, Gabriela, or do you have some question for me?
Sorry, continue. No, okay.
I can continue until the end, but I know you have
The
so
question,
much question to tell me. Yeah.
the funny, I give you the question, but now you continue without answer, without question.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. At the end, we have for you many questions.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Chartered account in France.
Okay. 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 So maybe I can continue about the challenge of CPAs in France. The first big challenge of CPAs in France is about the digitalization. I think it's quite the same in Italy. We have AI, we have ChatGPT, we have a lot of many things which are changing our world of CPAs. We have another point here in France is about invoicing. I know you are in the world of e-invoicing since 2017 in Italy, and we have talked so much about that, Gabriela, about the e-invoicing, but us in France, we're still not in the e-invoicing, and maybe, probably, I really hope it will be for 2026 in France. So I know in France we have a lot to experiment. We have a lot of implementation to do for the next year about e-invoicing. It's very interesting for me to talk with you about that because we have sometimes a little fear. We are we are a bit scary about invoicing sometimes, and to see how it goes in Italy, it's really interesting for us because I know, and Gabriela, you will tell me if it's exactly right. You can expand some advisory services thanks to the e-invoicing. And for us in France, it's almost quite difficult to help people like real-time advisory. So it's very interesting for us to imagine this world of invoicing between France and Italy, and it's an important point also because if you have some Italian clients who come in France, it's important to know that we are already not in the e-invoicing system. We are in the old system for probably one more year. So it's the first major challenge for French CPAs today for 2025 and 2026. The second one is about AI and automation, because it changed a lot the methods of work, and I'm really it's really important for me to say that we really have to use the AI, and you in Italy, it's an important point. Do you use a lot some AI, generative AI, in the accounting system, or is it just for personal thing for you?
No, but only the IE is all sorry, for software, for account, for personal,
Yeah.
for create a X model for business planners.
Okay.
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 The
Great.
next tomorrow, sorry, no, Tuesday. Okay, next Tuesday we'll go to Catania and the okay, and Congress will be to IE and IE for the professional for our job and in every part of our job. Yes. But
Yeah.
it's very important because the title of Congress is not a choice. The
Yeah.
IE is not a choice. Is a real, but not a choice for us. It's not
Yeah.
the future, but it's the present.
Of
It's
course.
not
Yeah.
the future, but it's the present. See,
Yeah.
because it's very important. So personally, I use the IE in a lot of part of my job.
Yeah.
If I create the PowerPoint, I use Pop IE to introduce IE for create the slide, or when I create a business plan for Pivot for Excel, I use for analysis of Excel, I use Chat GPT. Okay. I
Yeah.
think
Sure.
it's the same you use in French, Chat GPT or another.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's exactly the same. And I think there is two kind of generative AI. The first kind of generative AI is like the global one, though for everybody, like you said, ChatGPT or Mistral or Google, etc., etc. Is a very good use for the day-to-day work. And in France, we have more and more new AI, new age generative AI for the documentation. We have an AI plugged in the documentation, and we can use the AI to create some documents, to create some text, to create some answer to the client for tax, for legal, etc., etc., etc. And it's very important and interesting to separate the global generative AI like ChatGPT and the AI specialized in some task and in some works. And I think it's the biggest challenge for us in the next months and in the next years is to use the right AI for the task we need to use it. And it's a big change in the next months, I think, in France, because we begin to see the new specialized AI for a specific task. Yeah, and it's very important to continue to work and to imagine how we will use AI in the future. For now, the best one, of course, it's ChatGPT and all this kind. But it's important to say, okay, if I need a real answer, a real precise answer, maybe I will need an specialized AI in some specific task. Yeah. Do you want to continue, Gabriel?
Oh, yes. So we have a specialist colleague, Giacomo Greci, is a very specialist of.
Okay.
Yes. If Giacomo will be speak about this or make a question, Giacomo, parla pure se vuoi. Oh, it's not here now.
Okay. So it's a very, very important thing. I think you had on other webinar about that, no? About AI. You did it in with IUYA. I think you already talked about that, no?
Sorry?
You talked about AI in a previous webinar, no?
Yes.
Yeah. It looks like very interesting. I didn't understand anything, but because it was in Italian.
So, okay.
So the third point.
You speak in French, I don't understand.
Yeah,
I understand
that's
French.
that's right. And the third point is about sustainability. Because it's a big point for the coming years. It's very important in France. I think it's very important for you in Italy also with the CSRD, the VSME, and I think it's really important to think about that for the next year and help CPAs and help all our clients to develop the voluntary reporting for the sustainability in the future. And it's a big challenge because in France we are involved a lot about that, but we need to continue to explain, to entertain, and to help people to understand it's really important. So it's a three major challenge for the French CPAs. I would like to add one more is the attraction and the talent retention in the CPA firms. I don't know if you have this kind of problem in Italy, but it's quite difficult to adapt the expectation of our CPAs firm to the younger generation. And the goal is to change the CPA firms to look more flexible, to involve the career development, and to create more meaningful work and hybrid work also between at work and at home. So it's a very big challenge, internal big challenge for us. And we began that like 4-5 years ago. because the French CPAs had a big retention of talent. It was quite difficult to get some new employees in our French firms. And now in 2025, we begin to have more and more people in the license and in the master of accounting. So it begin to be better and better about that. And maybe it's an important thing for you. I don't know if you have this kind of problem or you had this kind of problem of retention people. But five years later, it became better and better for us. And it's very important to think about long term, to imagine how young people can come again, work in the accounting firm and be, of course, glad to work in the accounting systems. Yeah, is it difficult for you also to get some new employees in the CPA in Italy?
Definitely yes,
Yeah,
because
okay.
because the new ones that are graduating right now simply are choosing to leave our country to
Oh, okay.
their own experiences. So it's very difficult to find really
Mm. Yeah, okay. So it's
help
to stay in
and
Italy and to
help and
stay in the
company.
firm.
Yes,
Yeah.
help and company is very difficult to find out.
Yeah. I can understand. Okay, so we have kind of same challenges for the next year.
Sure thing.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah, maybe we can talk about the internationalization key. Um, as CPA, it's very important for me to help foreign people to come in France, and I'm used to help for some European people to come in France and to create their firm in France. And the first point is the cultural adaptation. Even if we are cousins, we are very close, maybe from Italian to French people. We are very, very close and very similar people. We have a quite same cultural thing, but we have a lot of difference also. And I think the first key is to understand the cultural differences. And even if we are between Italian and French people, between German and Italian, between Belgium and France, there are some differences. And the first goal when you are a CPA and you help some people from abroad, from outside, is very important to understand the culture and what is the branding of the country. Is the product or the service you offer is aligned with the local customs, and of course it's important to have a common language. So English is of course very important. I can understand Italian. Yeah, I understood quite everything you said before I spoke.
Ah, okay.
Because it's years of listening Gabriella, and now I can understand. I can understand when you speak Italian, and but it's very important when I have some Italian people who create the film in France, because sometimes we don't have exactly the word in English, so we have to speak in our native language, and of course it's important that people can understand the language. So the first thing is the cultural adaptation, and the second one is about compliance, about legal and regulatory compliance. It's important to have a lot of pedagogy. It's important to have a lot of pedagogy because the rules are of course different, and in France the particularity is the rules are quite difficult and quite much more than any other country in the world. So the big point for me as French CPA is to explain that yes, the rules are difficult in France. We have many specificities, we have many rules, we have many points to see, etc., etc., etc. And it's always a big point when I speak to foreign people, is to explain that yes, it's in the law, it's a specific tax, it's a specific legal point, and the compliance is really mixed with pedagogy. And of course, the goal also, when people want to expand to another country, is to be okay with the legal things, and to not have complication when they come in the country. Um, I think it's the first thing they have in mind when they come to the CPA firm. And the third point, which is connecting with the second one, is to build partnerships. And I think that as CPAs, we have partnerships with bank, with lawyers, with many other people, and it's really important when you are a CPA and help people from foreign for another country. It's important to help them to create connection and partnerships in other tasks. And the last point is about risk management. The risk management is to help them to reduce the risk to go in a country they don't know so much, and to develop a scalable business and create strategical plans, and to help them for the potential risk and potential opportunities about their work. And when we help foreign people, we help them, of course, for the legal, for the tax, etc., and also to understand how they can do a better strategy in the new country. So it's very interesting. It's very interesting to be a CPA and to help some people from foreign. For me, it's like traveling with people. When I'm with you, all the Italians people, I'm quite I'm quite traveling, and it's very nice. And when I speak to all my clients from abroad, it's very interesting. It's very interesting to for the cultural point, for the sharing things. So it's very interesting. So it's about the
So I have a question
internationalization.
for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, just so in your experience, what's the most obvious difference between France and Italy? For you talk about cultural adaptation, but in your experience, what's the difference between France and Italy? You know, Italian people, an Italian colleague, you know, just a little Italian
Yeah.
rule. Okay.
Yeah. Between French and Italian people,
You say
not
that
in
quite
CPA, just in
okay.
general. Yeah.
Okay.
In general, what I see in the big cultural difference for work is about the way we share some information. In France, we love to share information by writing. We love to write, and as I saw when I work with CPAs, with you, with many CPAs in Italy, the best way to share some things is to speak, is to meet, and is to talk. And in France, it's quite different, really. It's easier to share by writing, by emailing, etc. And I really saw the difference. And with the client also, I know when I work with Italian clients, I know it's very important to speak, to explain by the voice, and it's quite of probably cultural difference between sharing things, and but it's very important. It can be a little thing when I say that, but it's very important. It's very important because it can be sometimes when I write something, maybe the information is not as important as I would like to. Because for me, the most important is to write, and maybe for the people on the other side, it's more important to speak and to explain and to use pedagogy by voice. Yeah. So the first thing I was thinking when you told me that is about the way to share and the way to use pedagogy. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
And you, Gabriela, what do you think? What is
Oh.
the biggest difference between Italian and French people? Because
Oh, so
it was a very difficult question. So I want to ask you also.
so for me, speak in Paris and French because the Paris people don't understand when I speak in French. But this is this is very difficult for me. But so for me, the first is to understand when you are like account chartered account, you are specialized in a different. For here, it's not specialized; it's only one order, and in French, you are different. So I understand for fiscal or another specialized. This is for us, it's very difficult to understand this for because it's very different, and
Yeah.
you are less that as the people was chartered accountant, were the less in French. We are.
Yeah.
I don't know when.
Yeah, yeah. In France, we are generalist and specialized. Yeah, we are both. A lot of CPA firms and small firms,
Yeah.
small CPA firms, are generalist, and they can have many different sectors. And but of course, yeah, sometimes we are also specialized. Specialized in two ways. The first way is to be specialized in a sector specialization, like industry, restaurant, services. For me, I am specialized in e-business. It's one of my specialization, the e-business association and helping foreign people. Yeah, and it's one of my sector specialization. And we have also some business specialization. I am not specialized about business specialization. It can be like consolidation, IFRS, specialist tax, etc., etc., etc. So we have the two kinds of specialization, and all the CPAs in
Business
France.
crisis. I have
Yeah,
an.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Of
Yes.
course, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Another. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Of course, yeah, of course, yeah. And so French CPAs are generalist and specialized sometimes in some ways and in some points. It can be different also between Parisian CPAs and CPAs in other regions. Sometimes I can see that Parisian CPAs are maybe a little more specialized, and where you are CPAs in another region, you can be maybe more generalist, yeah, to help everybody you have around. So yeah, we have the specialization, and it was not authorized for a long time. It's like 20, I don't know exactly the year, but like
Okay.
2021, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, 2021. It is okay to be specialized. So it's a new thing in France. Before we couldn't be specialized. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But do you have any limits for other activities if you are registered in order? If you want to open a restaurant or a bar, you have a
Ah,
limit
yeah,
because
yeah,
we
yeah,
have a limit for
yeah,
other activities. We have
yeah.
a code deontologic.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. The code of deontology allow us to have commercial business, but it has to be lower than the CPA firm. Yeah,
Okay.
you can't be more a restaurant than a CPA firm. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you're certainly less registered to order than us. When you are registered to order in France
yeah,
to charter account,
yeah.
how many?
How many chartered accountant in
Yeah.
France?
Yeah.
Yeah, like 21,000.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I don't know how much have a double work with
Oh,
a CPA and commercial. I don't know. I don't know.
okay.
Yeah. And
So,
it's
okay.
not that common. It's not that common because we have so much work to do as a CPA.
Ah,
So we have no time to create a restaurant, I think.
okay. No, yes, of course.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's not really a restaurant because it can be software, software services, etc. So we have some CPA firms who are engaged on softwares, for example, or for another businesses which are not as a CPA. So that's why there is an okay, but it has to be lower than the CPA firm.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
So maybe it's the time to give some arguments to come in France.
So, no, se qualcuno, sorry, sei in Italia, se qualcuno ha qualche domanda, se no chiedo qualcosa io poi in fondo, se qualcuno di voi ha qualche domanda, Gaetano, non so se te vuoi di qualcosa, se no si passa in fondo.
No, just a question, Cyril.
Yeah,
You was where you were speaking about the differences between uh, the geographic side in France. You were speaking about the difference between Parisian and the other part of the country.
yeah.
Can you explain better this kind of differences?
Yeah. There are a lot of differences and a lot of similarity. And it's not Paris, the big city, and the rest of France. It's not that at all. Because there are a lot of great cities outside of Paris, of course, yeah, of course, yes, a lot of centers to work and to work and be specialized. But as I can see in a lot of region, so it's maybe a little bit more difficult to be specialized when you are in a region because, of course, there are less firms than in Paris.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But one point about that, because it's important to say, I can see also there are less difference now between the Paris and the other region, thanks to the digitalization and the automation. Because you can work in a little city in France and have everything you need to do your work. And I think it's very important and it's very interesting, the life we are living right now, because in 2025, you can be in a little place and have everything, with internet, with the softwares, with the documentation. You can talk to everybody in the world, and I think it's a best part of the revolution of the digitalization of automation. It's you can live everywhere from the world, and do the work you want to do, and it's more and more important with the AI, as we spoke, and I think there is less and less difference between the big cities and the small cities. You can have a great experience in a small cities, in a CPA firm in a small city in France now, and I think it's getting better and better thanks to that.
Okay, thanks.
Is it the same in Italy? You have can with the e-invoicing maybe there is a lot of you had a big revolution about the digitalization and it goes everywhere in Italy for you.
Okay, we can say, and as Gabriel was telling you a few minutes ago, we're starting our national congress in a few
Yeah.
days in Catania. We will speak about this. This will be one of the topics, and
Great.
probably we will face the real thing as usual.
Yeah.
Um, we don't see this kind of differences between the different part of the country, because we face we share the same situations and the same experiences, you know, and also we try to involve each colleague in our project. So, you know, sometimes we can work together to face the difficulty and the struggling of the profession.
So maybe the difference is very but we approaching different part of Italy, the financial office, the same problem, the approach is different. It's very crazy because the rule as the tax are the same, but the approach is different. We have Agenzia Entrate, is a financial office. Approach here is different. You work in North or South or Central Italy or different. So Florence, okay, we are different. Pistoia practice the same part in the center is different. 20 or 30 kilometer. Yeah.
Okay.
So we have the different, but I think is in France is the same. So for not for the tax, but for the approach, the office when you the local office or financial office, but the tax is the same, but it's not the same. The people, so the approach is different. So when
I can understand.
in Nizza, you remember in 2016 or 17, I don't remember. You say that is a different the southern of France of French different the north of French the approach when the people, but it's the normal here.
Yeah, of course, yeah. We have a cultural difference between the north and the south of France. So imagine between other countries.
Was it? Yes. Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Because it's a different economy.
Yeah.
Center, we have into industry, we have tourism and so many restaurants, many bar, but in the northern Italy or the South Italy are very a lot of industries. It's a different economy, a different approach, and
Of course,
for create a business plan for different bank, if you want the different. Okay, but this French, I think, is in every part, in every world.
Of course,
Everybody
yeah.
is like Italian.
Yeah, sure. Maybe we can go in the next question about how the CPAs can help the entrepreneurs to do an international expansion. I think it's a next slide for if we can change the slide. Yeah, thank you, thank you. And I think it's an important point because if you want to help foreign people to come in the country, it can be from France to Italy from France, to any country to Italy. The first point is to help to set up the entity, and I think 100 foreign clients I have already their own firm in their own country, and the goal is to create the countries in the firm in the other country. And maybe the first problem is to navigate in the regulatory and the legal problem, the tax, and the goal is to ensure the compliance in the target country. And I really think it's the first part of the need of the country. And as I said before, it's the pedagogy is really important. And it's the first point. And the second point is about the financial planning, because it's important to develop some financial plans, to do budgeting, to do forecasting, to help for the financial risk in the international market. And you in Italy and me in France are the best about that, because I can't do a forecast for an Italian firm. It's very difficult for me to do that because I don't know everything about your system, about your tax, about your organization, etc., etc. So the best way is to ask to a CPA in the country to help to go inside the country. So the strategic financial planning is very, very, very important, and the business plan. The business plan we can do is more precise when we are in the country. The other point of the financial planning is about the tax structuring, and to do a tax efficient structure, because as in Italy, we have many possibilities, opportunities to do some different kind of firm. So we have to help them about how to be efficient in the structure. And also, a big important point is about the double taxation. The double taxation, the VAT, the tax borders, and I don't know how to say it in English. Border tax.
Same.
Yeah.
Speaking French, saying French, I understand. Okay, interesting.
Tout ce qui est douane, hein, les douanes quand on est dans un autre pays, c'est beaucoup plus facile de parler en français.
Ah, mais
It's
oui,
so
j'ai
much
compris.
easier to speak
Et
in
tu veux
French.
parler français, je n'ai compris pas ce que tu as dit. Non, j'ai compris, enfin,
Oui, but
oui.
we can continue in English, I think. It's much better for everybody to understand.
Maybe you were speaking about the custom duties.
Yeah. And yeah, for financial planning, it's about tax. Also, I think it's very important also. And then the growth strategy, like the business models, how to enlarge the business model when you want to do some reporting, some transparency, to accurate, and to continue to grow with the evolution of legal, of tax, extra. So it's very important to be with the client, to be with the foreign client, to help them. Oh, there is something is changing. So we have to help you about that. So the growth strategy is a very important point for them. And then the reporting. Reporting is global reporting, and it can help about advisory, about mentorship. It's very important for me, the mentorship, because it's to help for the operational part and for the strategical part also. So I think it's really the four thing we have to think about when we have some foreign people coming in our country. It's yeah. And maybe Gabriela, you wanted that I speak about another point of my life.
Yeah. I know you.
And because I am CPA, yeah, and I'm working also in training. I am trainer and I'm a speaker.
We know.
Yeah, and I love also to teach about the soft skills and public speaking.
So I
And
introduce you where you are specialized for for training, so
yeah,
to soft skill, hard skill,
yeah,
soft skill, but soft skill, hard skill.
yeah. And you remember when I came in France in, I think it was in 2019.
Yeah. Oh, okay. 20. Okay.
Yeah, 2019.
10
Yeah.
years ago. Okay. Say
Yeah. But
no,
we
10
we were
no,
quite
but
the same. We were
5
quite the same.
years ago.
And the soft skills are so much important in our work as a CPA, and the hard skills, of course, is so much important about tax, about legal, about everything, but the soft skills is the next level, of our CPA firm, because when we speak to foreign people, for us, the most important, they know that you are very competent in the hard skills, but that they need is the soft skills. They need that we create a client relationship, an effective communication. They need trust. They need credibility. They need confidence. They need long-term partnership, because they come in a foreign country, they don't know everything, so they really need to create a strong relationship. And the soft skills, the first point of the soft skills is to create strong relationship and client trust. The other point is in an internal way. The soft skills helps to promote the services and the expertise. If you speak well, it's much better to be a confident public speaker. You can talk better to your experience in your CPA with a client, etc. So it's much more easier to speak about that. And another point about soft skills is to navigate in complex topic. When you have the good soft skills, you have the ability to explain complicated financial, tax, legal concepts, and it's the point of pedagogy. And I think I don't want to separate old people and young people. It's really not the way, but the pedagogy, I think it's a soft skills that we have to train and to be better and better. In the beginning of my career, I saw that sometimes no, I won't explain that to my client because maybe they will try to do it. No, never, never. No client want to do the VAT when you ask them how to do this. Yeah, so it's very important to have a lot of pedagogy about that, to explain everything, and the client won't do your job if they understand your job really now, right now. And it's very important to develop the soft skills about that and the pedagogy about that. And I think in 2025, with the growth of AI, with the growth of automation, with the growth of everything, with this new world of automation, the most important thing is the collaboration and the teamwork. And it's important to have an effective communication, to like how to speak together, to communicate together, even during a crisis time. Yeah. Sometimes people ask me how to reduce the crisis. But the point is not to reduce the crisis. The point is to do everything so the crisis don't come. And the soft skills are inside this point. It's not to reduce the crisis, it's to do everything to not have a crisis. Yeah. And the soft skills is really really important about that. And the last point I put on my slide is about the pedagogy. I spoke too much about that, but I will speak again and again and again. The opportunity to create some training, some educational content, to become a mentor, a leader about that. It's really important when you are a CPA. And so much also when you help foreign people, because foreign people want that, need to be confident and to have trust about the CPA.
Okay, we understand in French so for you is a very important soft skill and training of soft skill, but we understand in French is a very important to work with the approach with soft skill, and when your approach to the work is a very very interesting for us, because in Italy we have Francis too, but we have the times to study the tax legal, and we don't see the soft skill when we speak about the client or to colleague or another person, another office. We don't see the words where there are the soft skill is very important. But when we went in French, we understand for you and for other colleagues is very important when you speak to the work, the chartered account in French, the point is a soft skill, or when you speak with other person. Okay, it's the public speaking or speaking about the other person, or is okay, is very important. So in Italy, yeah, I think we do we do a public speaking webinar course because sometimes we don't understand when about in a congress or when webinar is very difficult for us. Okay.
Yeah, sure. It's normal because public speaking is the most difficult things to do. And the biggest fear of people in the world is to speak in public. So, of course, yeah, it's difficult for everybody and for French and Italian and everybody in the world. So maybe, and to give a conclusion about that, the big advice I would like to give for you, for the professionals, for the entrepreneurs, for everybody. The first advice is to practice regularly.
Yeah.
So the next time,
yeah,
of course, yeah, because the next time people ask to you to speak in public, just say yes. Yes for speaking in public. Yes for doing a presentation, because you will say yes to improve your clarity, your tone, your delivery of your messages. So each time you practice, each time you get better and better. So it's really the first point. The second point is to do some storytelling. Storytelling is to say some stories, to explain relatable and memorable topics. And the goal is to explain what is inside yourself. And the best way is to say some stories and to do some storytelling. And the three and last advice is to be authentic. To be authentic is to be yourself when you speak in public. And maybe it's the most difficult point, because it's very difficult to be yourself when you have 100, 200 people looking at you. And the goal is to work, to be authentic, to be yourself. What is it to be yourself? It's it's a psychological point also. Yeah, how to be yourself. And when you're authentic, when you are yourself, you deliver the best message. And for me, and it will be my last word about that. For me, the most important key when you are a chartered accountant is to prove that you can work and work well, and to have kindness. The kindness is a really, really important soft skills for me. Is to be okay, to speak with everybody, to support everybody, even if they are young, even if they are old, even if they come from anywhere in the world. And the kindness is a very, very, very important point to deliver the good message. And it's a very important philosophical way for me to prove every day that I'm here for work and for kindness. Yeah.
Oh, yes, yes. We should follow the courses dedicated to public speaking or or other, because is important for us. So, se ci sono altre domande, non so, Gaetano, se vuoi dire qualcos'altro. Non so se avete domande, se te avevi qualche curiosità.
No, no, first of all, I would like to thank Cyril for his support and kindness, of course, because one of the topics you were speaking about is the kindness that it's more than present in your speech, and for sure we'll surely organize something about the main topics you were focused on today, and maybe we will ask you to join us for the future in some other situations to help us in general with those topics, because we work with them and we are involved in development of this kind of the specialization among our colleagues and our profession. So just thank you so much to be with us for me.
Thank you too. It was real pleasure to be with you, with all of you. Be sure I loved each time I came in Italy. I came a lot of time in the between 2017 and 2020, and it was always a big pleasure. And really, I felt that today, even if I was in Paris.
So very interesting when we meet
Yeah.
about our work, our world, our our everything. So our next mission will be in Dubai.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we are waiting for you.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. So we have to speak about that.
Yeah, you're more than welcome.
We are waiting for you. Okay, not excuse. We'll be in Dubai and we wait you in Dubai.
Thank you. I have to check my planning, but if it's not in 2025, I have to come in 2026 with pleasure.
26 here. Yeah. Okay. So, merci Cyril.
Merci beaucoup.
Votre présence, c'est toujours un plaisir.
Pareillement.
De nous comparer à vous.
Bonne. Merci, bonne soirée.
Bonne
soirée à
soirée.
tous.
Arrivederci
E
a
au
tutti,
plaisir.
ciao a tutti, perché ci vediamo a Catania fra 48 ore, nemmeno.
Ok.
Mi raccomando, tutti belli carichi. E poi vi faccio le domande su quello che ha detto Cyril, lo dico.
Agli ordini, capo, agli ordini.
Guarda chi non risponde in inglese, Bene,
Ciao.
bene. Bye Cyril. Au revoir Cyril.
Bye
Bonsoir.
ciao.
Bye bye
Merci,
Cyril.
merci.
Many thanks.
À bientôt.
Bientôt.
Bye.
À bientôt.